Next, we will move on to the theorem called maximum power transfer theorem. The statement of the theorem is this. This is a statement. Maximum power transfer theorem states that in any linear bilateral network, maximum power is transferred from source to the load when the load resistance is equal to the source resistance. So we shall see the proof for this theorem. So you consider this circuit. So here we have a source Vs and Ri is the source resistance. RL is the load resistance across the terminals A and B, and IL is the current through the load resistor RL, and P is the power transferred from source to the load. Okay. So according to maximum power transfer theorem, maximum power will be transferred from the source to the load when this load resistance equals the internal resistance. Okay, or source resistance. So we shall see the proof for this theorem. Power transferred from source to the load is given by P equal to IL square into RL. So now you call equation number 1. Now IL equal to Vs divided by Rs plus Ri. This is according to Ohm's law. This is equation number 2. Use equation number 2 in equation number 1. Use 2 in 1. P equal to Vs by Rs plus Ri the whole square multiplied by RL. P equal to just square the upper and lower term. Vs square divided by Rs plus Ri square into RL. Okay. So now the power transferred is maximum. Power transferred from source to the load is maximum when dP by dRL, that is change of power with respect to the load resistance, dP by dRL equal to 0. So we will find out dP by dRL. That means we have the expression for power. We have to differentiate that expression with respect to RL, and you might have studied UV rule of U by V. Actually it is U by V rule of, it should be U by V rule of differentiation. So we are going to use that rule. Here V square into RL is by U. V is the denominator, Ri plus RL the whole square. So by U by V rule of differentiation, we keep the denominator as it is here also, Ra plus RL whole square, and then we will keep the denominator as it is, Ra plus RL the whole square. The numerator, Vs square into RL, differentiate, that is the U term, you differentiate with respect to RL. So you will be getting Vs square, because differentiate RL with RL, it is 1. Minus, so the actual rule is V du minus U dV divided by V. Okay, so that is the U by V rule. So minus that the U we keep as it is, Vs square into RL, we differentiate the denominator term, that is Ra plus RL whole square. So if you differentiate 2 into Ra plus RL multiplied by, you have to differentiate inside, Ri is 0 because it's a constant. RL is 1 equal to 0. So next we have to simplify this. Ri plus RL the whole square into Vs square minus Vs square RL 2 into Ri plus RL, because this will be 1 equal to 0, divided by Ri plus RL the whole square. Now take this denominator to the right hand side, so it will become 0. Ri plus RL the whole square into Vs square minus Vs square into 2RL into Ra plus RL. So the second term you take it to the other side. So the next step is going to be Ra plus RL the whole square into Vs square equal to Vs square 2RL Ra plus RL. So this Vs square getting cancelled. Next we have Ra plus RL the whole square equal to 2RL into Ra plus RL. Now this Ra plus RL, you take it to the left hand side. So it will become Ra plus RL the whole square divided by Ra plus RL equal to 2RL. So this Ra plus RL and the square getting cancelled. So you get Ra plus RL equal to 2RL. Now take this RL other side. Ri equal to 2RL minus RL. Ri equal to RL. In other words, RL equal to Ri. Okay. So now hence maximum power will be transferred from source to the load when load resistance equals source resistance. That is, when RL equal to Ri, maximum power will be transferred from the source to the load. So this is your maximum power transfer theorem. Now the maximum power transferred from source to the load. So I can use the term PM to denote maximum power. PM equal to IL square into RL. But IS is nothing but IL equal to load current is nothing but Vs divided by Ri plus RL. But Ri equal to RL, substitute that IL equal to Vs divided by RL plus RL equal to divided by Vs divided by 2RL. 2RL. So next step, now PM equal to IL square into RL. So we got the expression for IL, Vs divided by 2RL, you substitute in this. So PM equal to Vs divided by 2RL whole square into RL. PM equal to Vs square divided by 2RL the whole square into RL. PM equal to Vs square divided by 4RL square into RL. RL and the square getting cancelled. PM equal to Vs square divided by 4RL watts. So this is the expression for maximum power. Next we will understand this maximum power transfer theorem with the help of an example. Okay, with the help of an example. So I can say this is the circuit we are going to study. Find the value of RL. Find the value of RL. This is your RL for which the power transferred across AB of the circuit shown is maximum, right? They say the power transferred to this load RL is maximum, and find out that value RL, and also find out the maximum power transferred. Okay, so this is your question, or this is your problem, right? So this dotted line, so this is the load resistance which we have to find out. So what we have to do is we have to obtain the Thevenin equivalent circuit for this dotted lines. In other words, you have to Theveninize the given circuit. The circuit has to be Thevenized first. First, we are going to find out what is R Thevenin, which is nothing but Ri, internal resistance. So, to find Ri or R Thevenin, first you have to remove RL from the circuit. You have to remove this RL from the circuit and short circuit these two voltage sources. So, we have VS1 one voltage source, VS2 another voltage source. Both voltage sources you have to short circuit to find this R Thevenin or Ri. Okay. So now I will show you step by step so that you can understand easily. So now what happened? RL removed and the VS1 short circuited, VS2 short circuited. Between the 2 points, you have to find out what is the resistance, which is nothing but the Thevenin resistance Ri, or we are using the notation R Thevenin normally. Here we are representing it as internal resistance Ri. Okay. So now I will redraw the circuit for your convenience. Right? Same circuit we have redrawn. So here this 1 ohm and 2 ohm, these two are connected in parallel. Here it is 3 ohm. 3 ohm and 4 ohm are connected in parallel. So you can use the formula R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2, that formula. So 1 into 2 divided by 1 plus 2 ohm equal to 2 by 3 ohm. If you calculate, it is 0.67 ohm. So likewise these two are in parallel. 3 into 4 divided by 3 plus 4 ohm equal to 12 by 7 ohm, which is nothing but 1.7 ohm. So the next step is going to be like this. So this is nothing but 0.67 ohm. This is nothing but 1.71 ohm. Okay. Now these two resistors are connected in series. Okay. So Ri is nothing but sum of these two resistors. Ri equal to 0.7 plus 1.7 ohm. Ri equal to 2.38 ohm. Okay. Next what we are going to do is, we are going to find out what is the V Thevenin. We have to find out what is the V Thevenin. Here also you have to remove RL, but you have to keep the voltage sources. So we have removed RL across the terminal VAB, and the voltage across the open circuit terminal AB is nothing but V Thevenin. Okay. Now we have VS1, current will start from positive, it will flow like this. Similarly, VS2, this is VS2, again current will start from positive, it will flow through 4 ohm, 3 ohm, reach the negative terminal. Okay. Now this current will produce a voltage drop across this, voltage drop across this, voltage drop across this, voltage drop across this. Okay. Current entry point is positive, leaving point is negative. You know very well. Okay. Now we will find out what is the voltage drop across. First we will see what is the current through this. Then we can find out voltage drop across all the 4 resistors. Okay. So it is nothing but a series circuit. This is a series circuit, right? Again, this is a series circuit. So I1 is nothing but 10 divided by 1 plus 2 ampere. I1 equal to 10 by 3 ampere. I1 equal to 3.33. Similarly, current through 3 ohm. Okay, this current through 3 ohm, which is nothing but I2. I2 equal to 20 divided by 3 plus 4 ampere. I2 equal to 20 divided by 7 ampere. I2 equal to 2.857 ampere. Okay. So now we know this current we know the current. You can find out what is the voltage drop across various resistors. Okay. So you have to multiply current through the resistor by the value of that resistor. So I1 multiplied by this, I get like this. I1 multiplied by 2 ohm, we get like this. I2 multiplied by 4 ohm, we get like this. I2 multiplied by 3 ohm, we get like this. So polarity, current entry point positive, negative. 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 Okay. Now we have to fix the polarity for that V Thevenin. See, this voltage is, that is voltage at point B is 8.5. Okay. Voltage at point A is 6.6. So the voltage at point B is greater than voltage at point A. In other words, potential at point B is greater than potential at point A. So therefore, put plus here, higher potential, minus here. So this is going to be the polarity for the Thevenin voltage. Okay. Right. So point B is at a higher potential than point A. Hence, the polarity for V Thevenin. Next, what we are going to do is, we will take only this circuit, only this loop, and we will apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay. So I have taken out separately this thing. So you know very well, you have to start at one point, you have to move through the circuit in the clockwise direction. When you move from negative to positive, it is potential rise. If you move positive to negative, it is going to be potential drop. So you are, say this is your starting point, you are start moving in the clockwise direction. So this is the clockwise direction. So now you are moving from negative to positive for this V Thevenin. So it is potential rise. I have marked it as PR. You are coming here. Through this, you are moving from positive to negative. So this is a potential drop. You are coming here. Here you are moving from negative to positive. So this is a potential rise. Finally, you are reaching the starting point. So now, by KVL, what is KVL? Kirchhoff's voltage law. Sum of the potential rises equal to sum of the potential drops when taken along the clockwise direction. Or in other words, sigma voltage rises equal to sigma voltage drops. Orientation is clockwise direction. Okay. So here you can see this is one potential rise V Thevenin. This 6.6 volt is another potential rise. So we are putting together V Thevenin plus 6.6 volts, and this 8.571 volt is a potential drop. Only one potential drop is there. So we are writing on the right hand side equal to 8.571 volt. So now you take this other side. So V Thevenin equal to 8.571 volt minus 6.66 volt. So you get V Thevenin equal to 1.911 volt. Okay. So next what we have to do is, we have to Thevenize. We have to Thevenize the circuit. So V Thevenin is 1.911 volt. This R Thevenin or Ri, okay, internal resistance is 2.38. So this box is your Thevenin equivalent circuit. And we have terminals A and B. Now we are adding the load resistance. So for maximum power to be transferred from source to load, the load resistance must be equal to internal resistance. Okay. So the value of RL for maximum power transfer is RL equal to RI. So we write RL equal to 2.38 ohm. So that is why we are writing RL equal to 2.38 ohm. So that is your first answer. Next question is, what is the maximum power transferred? So we already derived one formula, right? This formula. The maximum power transferred is given by Pm equal to V Thevenin square divided by 4RL watts. This formula we have already derived. Substitute the values. Pm, maximum power transferred, equal to V Thevenin is 1.911 whole square divided by 4 into RL is 2.38 watts. So if you do the calculation, you will be getting PM, maximum power transfer to the load from the source, is nothing but 0.383 watts. So this is your maximum power transfer theorem. It is also one of the important theorem in electric circuit theory. And this Thevenin theorem frequently you will find in other courses of electrical engineering. And this maximum power transfer theorem mostly in electronics. In electronics, probably even in communication engineering, communication electronics. Also we find use of this maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, so it is also one of the important theorems in circuit theory. Thank you.